Alright guys, we are actually finally, for the last time, about to start the white truck. It actually cranks now. It will be running here in a second. I've already went over everything that we've done, but Bubba is gone at lunch right now, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get that knocked out and kind of give y'all like a live startup of the truck. For the first time, it's been started in probably 3 weeks now, but let's get to it. Alright, now the battery is actually charged. We're charging. Let's see if we can get this old turd started. And here it goes. Oh boy. Boy, she's alive. She's got some fuel now, ladies and gentlemen. And she sounds great. Sounds super smooth. Valve flash sounds great. We're gonna dump some trans fluid in it real quick and start checking for leaks. What's going on, everybody? We got some more progress on the trucks in the shop. In my personal truck, the white truck should be finished up first of next week. We had a little bit of issues with some parts that aren't important now. They are fixed. We have everything here. We're gonna be a couple days late on the deadline, but we talked to the customer. He's perfectly fine with it. He wants the truck to be 100% up to par. But as far as the deadline goes, we killed it. We were dead on about a day early and had some parts problems that we can't prevent that aren't important anymore because they're fixed. But I do want to show y'all what I ordered for the blue truck, because I know everybody's been waiting to see what we're going to do to that thing and how fun it's going to be. So I've got a whole table full of parts for the blue truck that I'm going to go over real quick. So the camera is going to kind of make the powder look a little bit different than what it is, but the powder looks amazing. Love the color. I'm hoping, so like if you notice, like where there's not as much light, it looks a little more purple in certain spots. I don't know if the camera's gonna catch that, but this is actually Illusion Blueberry, and this is obviously for the blue truck. You know what this is. S400 swap the world. We have a coolant bypass, grid heater delete, push rods, valve springs, and a manifold stud kit. But best thing about this whole kit is our boy Kevin at Full Send Diesel hooked us up with it. He doesn't really do this anymore, but he did it for us. And he actually threw in some goodies. He got us, I think this is a billet power steering cap. This is all available on his website. I think it's Full Send Diesel. And then that's the billet cap for the reservoir. And then we've got an upper coolant pipe. He sent us one of these and said, try it out, see how you like it. I usually put coolant pipes on all my trucks, so if I like this one and I like the clamps and the boots and everything, we'll start ordering these for every one of our trucks. We also got a top heater hose delete. It goes into braided instead. Looks 10 times better. The only thing we're lacking on this whole table that you will see is head studs. So anyone that orders a lot of parts here lately for a Cummins, you know that 625 head studs are a little bit hard to get a hold of. I think I found a set, but it's going to be a couple days before we see them. But we can go ahead and do the rest of this stuff. The head studs is not going to hold us up. We've still got to do valve springs and stuff like that, but we're going to spend the whole weekend working on this truck. But yeah, that's pretty much the parts haul. Got a downpipe right there. Obviously, we can't show much of the install, so it'll just kind of be a finger snap, boom, done. But y'all are going to want to stay tuned for this. We got a lot of cool parts. I've got a billet valve cover from King Speed going on it. I've got to order a catch can set up tonight and decide where we're going to mount that. I'm not sure whose catch can we're going to use. I think there's a couple of people that make Cummins specific catch can mounts, but we're going to take a look. I think Morimoto makes one, and there's one other, not Morimoto, Mishimoto, and there's one other good company that makes catch can that I'm going to look at tonight. And I'm going to get everything ordered as far as fittings and everything go, and then we're going to go hunting for head studs. So stay tuned. We're really excited for the blue truck to finally get some color and some pizzazz to it. it sounded way too normal and not obnoxious enough. So yeah, let's get to work. We're excited to see that one. Honestly, I love 6-speed trucks, and building a electric blue, or it's called Blue Streak now, is kind of just like a bucket list thing. So we're really excited to actually build one of those trucks. I wish it was a mega cab, I know, but it's kind of got that race truck vibe. So I'm not really a big fan of the lowered mega cabs. I mean, they're okay, but it's just mega cabs deserve to be tall, my opinion. Everyone has their own, but mega cabs deserve to be tall. But yeah, let's take this Surgeon for a test drive. All right, guys, the white truck's done and going home tomorrow, I believe. We've got one last thing to do, which is weld exhaust hangers on for the stack. As you can see, she's already been rolling some coal. But besides that, though, everything turned out good. Trans stays cool. Drove good. No rail surge, nothing like that anymore. We got all the kinks worked out. But truck is happy. Heat works and everything. We got all the air out of the system. But I think he's going to be tickled with it. We'd love to give you content of us ripping this thing, but it's not our truck. And to be honest, with the setup that's on this, as I told the customer, if he turns it up and plays with it wrong, he will see a rod. So hopefully in the future, we'll see this thing some more. We have talked about maybe in the next 6 months putting a motor in it where he can actually just beat the full potential out of it. But Bubba's about to finish putting the fender wells in, and then I believe that's it. We got all the wiring done, everything tidied up, and she's about ready to go home. So as soon as the dyno is back up and running, the customer will be bringing it back, and we will be doing some videos of this thing on the dyno. We'll turn it up as he wants. Probably just do a 1 and a 2 baseline. The first tune on this truck should be near 700 horsepower. So he has plenty of room to play with. I told the customer that I would leave it on 1, beat the crap out of it on 1 instead of turning it up and risking seeing a rod. But I think he's pretty safe at 1 to beat on it, and it's still extremely fast. We did a test drive on 1 with some power taken out of it, and it's still very fast truck. We didn't even completely roll into it, and it pulls hard. So that's the benefit of the compounds. There's no spool up time. It just goes. But we've got that, and then we've got the blue truck we're working on over there. We'll show you all some more about that here soon. We've also got the rose gold 2nd gen in here, getting a gearbox after the pitman arm snapped. Here's the pitman arm. Check this out, guys. Look at that. That's just wild to me. But yeah, it's just a cheap stock rough country pitman arm. So we'll get him a Skyjacker pitman arm that's a little bit beefier and a new gearbox. And hopefully she survives. But she is a big girl, so she was very hard on the suspension. But I think he's selling it and getting a different project. So let's stay tuned for the rest of the progress in the shop.